That's Mount Whitney at 14,505 feet above sea level. A bit of a tradition to weigh the backpacks on the way up the trail to see what you're lugging up. I'm pushing at a little 32, 33. Both sides of this valley we're hiking up have huge granite cliffs, huge granite mountain peaks. That's the Owens Valley far below. That's where we were camping last night. The trail winds its way between two very steep gray granite ridges. They tower a good 3,000 feet above the trail. We're entering the Bighorn Meadow. Our camping spot up at the Outpost camp is not too far from here. I think this is one of the most fantastic shots going up the Mt. Whitney trail. Well, we're at Outpost Camp, which is an overnighter campground for most of us hoping to summit Whitney tomorrow. Just breaks the trip up by 2 or 3 hours, makes it more doable. Pretty dramatic location for Outpost Camp beneath this huge rock wall. Well, if you look this way, we've got some awesome towering cliffs. We have some equally towering cliffs if I look in the other direction. And lo and behold, there are more. We're surrounded. We're in a bit of a box canyon here of high granite spires. Okay, this way now. Okay, go ahead. Coming up to Mirror Lake, it's just about 11,000 feet. Another 3,500 feet to go. But what a glorious morning. The sun hitting the mountain tops. We're on sort of rocky terrain at the moment. The trail goes up and over and through rocky boulder fields. Warming up, stripping off the down jackets. You can see how the trail is literally sliced through a solid layer of rock. The views here almost dizzying. It's just so amazing. Out in full sunshine now, warming up quite nicely. This meadow and stream, a bit of a break from the gray granite, but not for long. Well, we've arrived at trail camp. This is the final area where people can set up tents for the night before they make the final hoof up to the summit. Bit of a flat plateau here, pretty rocky, but there's enough flat spots to put tents up.
Everything goes out, yeah. Just being focused on that
Well, we're just about ready to start the switchbacks up the trail crest. They're pretty invisible from down here, but the saying is there's 99 switchbacks to get to the top. Allie making her way up the switchbacks. Here are the cables.
Cables. Might take another picture, is that alright?
My guess they were installed probably 75, 80 years ago, 1930s. They're pretty bent and wonky at the moment. I don't know why they've never tried to upgrade them. We went through this slot several years ago when it was covered with snow. Next time it was like a skating rink with ice on the one side, but today it's bone dry. The cables are always a safety feature because there's several hundred feet of pretty solid vertical rock and a pretty good drop. No, I think they're pretty minimal safety feature at the moment. What do you think?
That bit was steep.
That bit was steep, you're right. I'm puffing. Allie on the last switchback before Trail Crest. I guess that's number 99.
Here we are. Pretty amazing.
A few more steps and you got it. Trail Crest. We're looking out to the west. Awesome views again. That's Qatar Lake down below. That's the jumping off point for people doing the Pacific Crest Trail and the John Muir Trail to come up and summit Whitney. Well, that steep face is what we've come up. You see the odd switchback down there, but they're pretty well blend right into the landscape. But that's where we came from, trail camp, 1,000 feet below. Amazing landscape, isn't it? Just amazing. Really freaky. Really freaky.
I didn't like the one that was closest to the edge. Oh dear.
Yeah, there is a little bit of an edge here.
Swing around and
About 3,000 feet worth.
swing around and get me going through this spot.
Now that's Guitar Lake down there.
Looks like it should be, doesn't it?
Certainly looks like it. I think I was pointing the camera at the wrong Guitar Lake. That's a perfect guitar shape. This whole rock face looks so fragile. All the cracks. I'm sure any little earthquake will bring bits and pieces down. One of the windows heading in the opposite direction, looking east. There's another window. What a scramble, eh? Steep as. And I guess those are iceberg and Boy Scout lakes out there. Lunchtime?
Lunchtime. Definitely lunchtime.
Well, that's the summit of Whitney. You can just see the roof of that Geological Research Building. My watch says 14,300 feet, meaning 200 more feet to go. This last half mile hasn't been very steep, so thank goodness. The western face of Mount Whitney is fairly flat. Allie's making her way up the last few hundred meters.
Here we are.
Pretty incredible achievement, Allie.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher.
There's a bit of a party atmosphere amongst all summiters. I suppose there's a dozen or so up here. But it's a great achievement. Our hiking mates on the way to the summit of Mount Whitney.
Yeah. Hey, it was
Thumbs
fun.
up. Bit of a grunt for us all, but we all made it.
Yeah.
And you can see the switchbacks that we came up way in the distance. So we came up those switchbacks to the top of that ridge to Trail Crest. And we came along that spine to reach the summit of Mount Whitney. Looking in the distance at Lone Pine, down in the Owens Valley. We're 10,000 feet higher than Lone Pine. Certainly a great sense of satisfaction getting up to the top of Mount Whitney, being the highest mountain in the contiguous USA. Certainly helps build fond memories of these wonderful experiences hiking in the Sierras. I guess you really have to get up to the top of Mount Whitney to appreciate the incredible views and all the lakes and mountain peaks out there in the distance. It really is an awesome spot. Heck of an effort to get up here, but as we say, the rewards counterbalance that.
The moonlight, summer sky, it was the best we ever had.
Like any expedition, we're only halfway there. We've got quite a few hours of down hiking back to base camp. So we're all a little bit fatigued, so it's must take care on the way down, but what an experience. Great day.
Hearts running wild, never sleep, never stop.